Your okay. My screen is visible, right?
Yes.
Okay. So, okay. So, can anyone tell me what you mean by canary deployment?
Basically, choose a set of people like we choose a percentage of people users, and the new feature has to be deployed to the specific user. And if it is working fine for them, again we have to add some more percentage of users. We do make our feature has to be deployed step by step instead of making all users at a time. We can go for percentage wise.
Okay. So instead of sending the traffic, all traffic to the backend or your application, so some set of like 20% or 30%. So we can route the traffic to the newer version, and remaining 80% of the traffic should go to the older version. If it is working fine, then we can switch everything to newer version. Correct. So that is what canary deployment. So can anyone tell me what you mean by blue green deployment, Rohit? Rohit.
Am I audible?
Yes.
Hello.
Yeah, I can hear you. Go ahead, Rohit.
Hello.
Hello.
Am I audible?
Yes.
There is an issue.
I think he's having network issue.
Okay, you can exit and again you can join. Yeah, Jairam, you can go ahead. Tell me. So, what do you mean by blue green deployment?
I'm Sagar.
Like blue green deployment, like we create two environments like blue and green, and the live environment it will be in the blue, and we test in the another environment, like we'll take the green environment and we test the code, and when it is working fine, then we gradually move the traffic from green environment to the blue environment. Hello.
Okay. So, can you tell me what is the difference between canary and blue green deployment?
In the
Am
canary
I audible?
deployment,
1 second, Jairam. Yeah, you are audible, Rohit.
Okay. There is an issue with my speakers. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
So, what was the question that you asked just now?
Yeah. Can you tell me the difference between blue green and canary deployment?
In the blue green, we will define how many number of pods has to be scaled down, and meanwhile, once the pod in the canary we will define number of percentage that the pod has to go through this much of percentage. Once the traffic is good, then we will route a small amount of traffic to the new version. And in the blue green, we will partially means 40 to 50% will be the older version, and we will implement 50% of the newer version. Once everything is good in the new version, then we will completely deploy the new version to the prod.
Okay. So, Jairam, can you tell me how we can implement blue green deployments? So, just tell me how exactly you are going to do it for blue green deployment through CI/CD.
through CI/CD, like for blue green deployment, like we mainly use here like Ingress controller to route traffic from two environments, like one is for blue and one is for green. Like if we want to here, like we have two CI/CD pipelines, routing the traffic, we are using environments for the Kubernetes. So whenever this green deployment is tested and it's working fine, then we'll make a change. Then we'll make the changes in the uh, in like in blue environment. Then it will route the traffic from ingress controller, like gradually like we set up, like it will move the traffic from gradually to from green to blue.
Hello. Yeah, how, that is my question. So how we are going to do? So what are the changes you will do?
In CI/CD particularly, I'm not sure.
Okay.
So in the services, we should mention the version, either the 2 or so it will switch automatically.
Okay. So in your blue-green deployment, what we are doing, so older version will be blue. Okay. So you take it as in like we are not going to deploy two different cluster. We are maintaining in a same cluster. Again, we are going with a 2 different cluster. That will be a heavy headache to route the traffic. Correct. So what we are doing, so we will create a namespace called, one is called blue, take an example, and another one is green. Okay. Through anyway, we are going to integrate, anyway, you know how to integrate Jenkins with Kubernetes, right? So what we will do, so we will keep it as a blue in a one namespace, and it will run. So whenever developer pushes new feature to develop, so we will build it, and we are going to deploy it to green namespace, correct, through deployment and service. Okay. Next, what we are doing here, so for blue, so anyway you already written an ingress resource for that, correct?
Yes.
In ingress resource, what you are written, like whenever user hits API called our URL, we are routed the traffic by using the service, correct? For one particular microservice, we will return a service for that. Any deployment, we will write a service to expose or to access our application outside the world, correct? So in blue-green deployment, two pods will be running for your application. One is blue, one is green. Now what we need to do, so whenever new version is deployed, so we will change the ingress resource. In place of service, we will add green or newer version service to your ingress resource. So all the request which is coming to that class name, now it is redirect to green workspace. I will show you example. Okay. So only concentrate up to here. Okay. So this is the ingress kind, and here I'm giving the name of the ingress, and this is the namespace. Forget about this annotation. Okay, this is for just for coarse error. So we put it like an annotation in the ingress because they need to test it in the local, right? So that's why I'm just putting like get, post, put, delete, and option in the annotation because this is a dev. So if they want to test it in the local, so we need to enable the course. So that's why I enabled. Okay, understood up to this?
Yes.
But
Okay. Here,
increase the font size, so it's better.
okay. One second. Hello. Yes, sorry. Okay. Where font size, right? Now you are able to see, right? Correctly. Is it okay?
Yes,
Yeah, it's good.
it's fine.
Okay. So this annotation is enabled for coarse error. So if they want to hit it from the local system to our pod, so we need to enable some coarse region specification. Okay. Prod, there is no annotation. Okay, just I routed whenever the request come to that particular pod, so it is going to that service. Okay. So next, this is the ingress class name. Okay, so which ingress you are going to use to route the traffic? This is like a load balancer name. Think like it's a load balancer name. Okay. So here, whenever the user hits EM plus TST or something URL, so this is the secret we are using for your SSL certificate. Okay, we need SSL certification, right? Whenever you are hosting any website, you need secure connection. So that's why we keep it in a secret and we are calling in the ingress. So whenever hit it our URL, so SSL certificate should be enabled. So that's why we keep it like a secret, and secrets I'm calling it here. Okay. Next, the host is em plus tstgsk.com. This is the URL of our application. So whenever they hit, where the request is going? EM plus front end service. Think like it is a EM plus front end blue service. Okay.
I have a question. In the ingress class name, you have mentioned AM plus.
This is the class name I am giving when I'm installing the ingress or Nginx controller.
Okay. That has to be something like Nginx or.
Yeah, you can give any name. This is a name, just a container. Same way, I'm just giving that Nginx controller. The name of the Nginx controller here I am using as a AM plus ingress controller. So to easily we can identify, because so many applications are running. So we can easily, for our understanding purpose, I am giving ingress class name as a our convenient. Okay.
Okay.
This is the name. Okay.
Okay, just random name we can give.
Yeah, random name for you as for your convenience. Okay. So easy, if you want to easy to remember, give any name. At least for standard name, you need to give. Okay.
Okay.
So think like it is a blue or it is a old version. Okay. So you need to create two pipelines. One is for blue, one is for green. Okay. So in the blue means it's already you deployed. Now everything is working. So you need not to be. I mean, you don't delete that blue environment. Keep it as it is. Now the developer has pushed the new code to the feature developers. Now we are going to build newer version of our application. Correct. So now I want to deploy to green or new version to Kubernetes cluster. Call it as a green. Okay, now I deployed. Now I want to switch the traffic, right? We need to create in Jenkins two pipelines. One is for blue, one is for green. Now I deployed a new version to Kubernetes cluster. Now I want to switch the traffic to new version, right? So what I will do, I will create another service called I will create a service which is newly deployed or new feature which I deployed, right? For that I will create a new service. That new service I will add it here. Okay. Then whatever the request is coming, it is going to route to your newer version. Getting my point?
Do we use a different infra for this one environment, or do we?
The same environment I'm telling you. You are using one EKS cluster, okay? In the same EKS cluster, I will create a two namespace. One is called blue, one is for green.
Okay, namespace. Okay.
Namespace. Okay.
Okay.
So while routing the namespace from the different names, while routing the traffic from different namespace, here it will change it. I told you, right? svc.cluster, svc.
Yes, with the domain name you
need to use here when you are using two different namespace when you want to route the traffic. Okay. Now, I deployed the green or new feature into Kubernetes cluster. Now, next I want to route the traffic. So what I do, I will create a new service for the green deployment. Okay, I will add the name of the service here. Think like AM plus front end green. Now, whenever user hits our URL, then the request will go to new feature, correct? So again, something happens or some bugs or some vulnerabilities happens. So immediately I want to roll back. So you can add in the pipeline itself, or manually we are not going to do. We are using, I mean, we are going to do it through CI/CD only. So same file, if I go here,
But how do we get to know that the application got a bug there at that moment?
no, someone will report. You this is not your job, need to be identified. So from
Okay.
tester or real time, if you're already going to deploy to your production, some customers are reporting there is an issue. Okay, some functionality is
Okay.
not working. So immediately we can route it. Okay, so they will raise the ticket or they will inform to you to revert back to your changes. So you can do it by changing the ingress resource. Okay. See, in one file, I have added everything. Okay, see here. One is deployment. Next one is horizontal pod scaling. Next one is service. Likewise, next, if you want, you can add ingress here also. Okay. Kubernetes will see only this one. If you write it in a single file or 2 files or 3 files, it doesn't care. It will takes this kind. Okay. It will things like it's a different object. It should create. Okay. You're getting my point?
Yes.
So what I will do, I will create an ingress resource here itself and I will deploy. So if anything happens, I will trigger the build for that. So the new ingress resource will be deployed to your Kubernetes cluster. So whenever a user hits the URL, so he will get the older version. Okay.
Yes, Sandeep.
ಗೊತ್ತಾಯ್ತಾ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ?
But whenever we are using green deployment, right? So we are only creating service or whatever running in the blue, that pods, everything should be created.
Same thing. See, whatever you are creating for blue, same thing you need to create for green. You in the blue-green deployments for same application, you are running 2 different deployment.
Okay.
For 2 different deployment, you need 2 different service.
Okay.
For 2 different service, I will mention whenever I want to switch the traffic. So I will use in ingress, I will suggest the green service. If I want to route the traffic to blue, I will route through blue service. In the ingress, we will rate it, right?
Yes.
Here. I will change this one. Okay.
Okay.
Just I will
And,
change the service. It will route the traffic according to that.
So if there are any reporting any issues, so we'll switch back to that blue only. So how long we will keep that blue? We don't delete or it will be there, right?
It will be there for every time.
Okay.
Because we don't know, 1 day or 2 days, maybe 3 days, after 5 days, they are going to report. We don't know, right? In the production, usually they will report it within 1 day, but we'll keep it as it is. Suppose your releases are going to happen for 6 months, then we can delete the blue-green after 1 month. So if it is stable, then we can delete the blue. You are going to release for frequent, so we are not going to delete any blue. We'll keep it as it is. Okay.
But the memory, CPU.
Yeah, memory CPU, it will use like for production. So that's why we are in the production, we are going to use 3 worker nodes with M5 2x large. Huge EC2 instance we are going to use for your cluster. Okay.
Okay.
In the production, we are if we mostly we will use 2 or 3 application will deploy into the TKS cluster. Okay. See, in dev only we have some 8 core CPU with 1 TB of memory. Here they are using. Okay. Likewise, for production they are going to use 3 worker nodes or 5 worker nodes depending upon the requirement. So that's why that is the drawback of blue-green deployment.
Yes.
Okay, that's why that's what I told you, right? So in most of the organization, we are going to use rolling update. But for your interview purpose, I'm just explaining how you need to explain to them. So suppose they will in the interview they are going to ask, so how you are going to do blue-green deployment? You need to be able to answer this question. That's why I'm just explaining. Okay.
Okay.
Most of all, in the any company, they are not going to use blue-green because definitely the cost will be more and headache will be more. So if I put ingress in your GitHub, okay, if someone developer comes, if they do changes by mistakenly, if something have done changes in my ingress, then he pushes the code, then definitely the site will be down, right? Here, if you put dot also, it is like a very sensitive file ingress is. If you put some dot or space, entire your site will be gone. Okay.
So best practice, we can go with the canary, right?
Canary
So
also we need to mention two different pods and service, but same way here in what we will do in the canary deployment. So we will use annotation. So to route the traffic here, I have added to see here. See, I have added. So how much traffic you want to route the traffic to this particular service. So in this case, we are creating two pods. One is for old, one is for newer version. Okay. Here we are going to create two different ingress resource with the same ingress class name. Ingress class name is like same ALB I'm using, application load balancer I'm using for same ingress resource. Okay. So if you see here, this is the deployment I deploy to Kubernetes cluster. This is the old version. You can think it like it's the old version. And this is canary deployment. It is like a newer version I deployed to different namespace. Okay, in the same Kubernetes cluster I deployed. Now I want to route the traffic, right? Here also we are going to create two deployments, two microservices. Okay, so first my ingress resource, what I am doing, it should route to production. Production means older version. Okay, what I'm suggesting, I'm writing an ingress. I'm using the same class name, and this is the host, example host name. Then whenever user hits any our host name, should route the traffic to production. Okay, same thing I will return for canary also. Here I'm using the same ingress class name, correct, Nginx. Here also using the same domain name. Here I'm using the annotation called 50%. Okay. By using this annotation, when we don't know which request is going for newer version, which request is going for older version. If you give here 50%, so some request will go to older pod, some request will go to newer pod. Okay. So this is called canary deployment. So in this project also we are not using any canary or blue-green. We are going with rolling update only. In rolling update also, you will never get downtime. Usually, anyway, we are going to deploy microservices, right? So one microservice may get some affected for 1 hour, 1.5 minute. I mean, it is not going to site will not go down whenever they click on some particular microservice or some particular option. Suppose this is a microservice, okay, Revo chart. Now I am deploying. If they click on this, so it will take some delay, but site will be up and running. Okay. So in the interview, if they ask you what is the difference between blue-green, so in the blue-green we will route the traffic entire to newer version. In the canary, we are routing only the percentage, like 20% or 30%. In canary, we will write two different ingress resources, and in a canary, we are using annotation. You need to tell this annotation, okay? We're using annotation. By using this annotation, the traffic will route whatever we mentioned in the annotation, okay? In the ingress. Okay. So now you understood like a blue-green, canary, and rolling update. Okay.
Yes, sir. If they ask in interview in your current project which update you are using, means we have to tell that rolling update only we are using.
Yes. Yeah. If they ask you in interview, you can tell them with the rolling update. Okay. So they will ask you, are you getting any downtime? You can tell them with No, we are not getting the downtime. Maybe some delay will happen, but the application will be up and running. Okay.
Yes. Okay.
But suppose if you are using blue green also, whenever you are applying that ingress resource, right? Some request already went to that older pod. When you switch the or when you apply the ingress resource, so whatever the request is already using that older version, they will also get some delay. Okay. Because again the request should go to newer version, right? So they will also experience some delay. In real time, we can't do zero downtime. Okay.
Yes,
At
I think
least
they have to
maybe
refresh.
yeah, they should refresh. Yes, then the request will go to the newer pod. Understood? But in the paper they are going to tell the zero downtime, but practically it is I mean 1 or 2 minutes they will get some delays. Okay.
Yeah, like in blue green, they mentioned while rollbacking, we maintaining zero downtime. So it's a
Yeah, on the
switchback.
paper they are going to tell the zero downtime. That's what I explained, right? Whenever already some user accessing my website, okay, now you are applying some new ingress resource, okay, so that immediately the page will goes down, right? So again you need to refresh because the request is already going for older parts. Understood? ಸೊ ಇವಾಗ ನೀವು ಒಂದು ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ವೆಬ್ಸೈಟ್ ನ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ, ದ ರಿಕ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ಹೊಸ ಹಳೆ ಪಾಡಿಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಈಗ ನೀವು ಇಂಗ್ರೆಸ್ ರಿಸೋರ್ಸ್ ನ ಹೊಸ ಪಾಡಿಗೆ ರೌಟ್ ಆಗೋ ತರ ಅಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀರಾ. ಸೊ ಈಗ ಓಲ್ಡರ್ ಪಾಡಿಗೆ ನನ್ಗೆ ಆಕ್ಸೆಸ್ ಆಗಲ್ಲ ಅಲ್ವಾ, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ಆ ಪಾಡೆ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಲ್ಲಿ, ನಾವು ಇಂಗ್ರೆಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ರಿಸೋರ್ಸ್ ನ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಮಾಡಿದೀವಿ. ಸೊ he need to refresh this page, then only he will get the site back. So he will also get some delay, right?
Yes.
Okay. So in Kubernetes, is there any concerns or any doubts?
ಒಂದು ತೋರಿಸಿದ್ರೆ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿರೋದು. Rolling update in Kubernetes.
I already showed you, right? In the deployment itself, we are going to write the rolling updates. I will show you. See, this is the rolling update. Okay. So maximum unavailable means, so if I am using 2 pods, one pod should be serve the traffic, another pod should update with a newer version. Okay. Hello.
Yes, Sandeep. Yeah.
Yeah. Suppose here I am just progress deadline seconds means. So suppose there is a liveness probe or readiness probe is misconfigured. Okay. So it will wait for 600 seconds. Okay. Then we'll conclude that, okay, this pod is never come up. So the older pods will be serve the traffic. Okay. So whenever you updated some features and now you are going to deploy to your Kubernetes cluster. So what rolling update will do? First it will update your first pod. Okay. The first pod is trying to, if you misconfigured your readiness and liveness, or you never configured, you not configured environment variables, what it will do, it will keeps on updating. Okay. Rolling update will delete the old pods whenever the new pod is able to serve the traffic. It will wait for 600 seconds. Even if it is after waiting 600 seconds, if the pod is not come up, so what it will do, it will fail, but the application will run because it is the old pod still running in your cluster. Understanding?
Yeah, got it.
So that's what I mentioned: rolling update, maximum unavailable, maximum search, revision history limit, and progress deadline.
That revision history limit means it has to take 10 times. Has to.
Yeah, 10 seconds. It should revision history. 1 second. Revision history. Revision history means it will wait for 10 seconds. Let me check on that revision history, but progress deadline we will add. So after 600 seconds, it will, if it is now not come up, so it will, the job will be failure. Okay. So let me check on this revision history, why we are mentioned here. Okay. 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 Can anyone tell me what you mean by pod distribution budget? Omar. Hello.
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 Yes, Omar.
There is some lag, I think, so joined from mobile data now.
Okay, tell me. What do you mean by pod distribution budget?
Like a pod distribution budget, it actually sets the limit on like how many pods can be distributed simultaneously. For example, if basically if we're going for any cluster updates of the scaling of the workloads, so in this case, you can define the a minimum number of pods that can be available and maximum number of pods that can be unavailable. So you can use either of these features and go with the pod distribution budget. So basically, it prevents the downtime during the upgrades and the scaling, and it ensures that the operation is in like continuous production.
Okay. So can you tell me what is the difference between a taint and untaint and node selector? When you are going to use node selector and when you are going to use taint? Hello?
Hello. Yes, sir. So taint, untaint, and the node selector.
Yes.
So taint basically we'll use it when at the it's basically we will use at the node level itself. The taint and untaint we will use it at the node level, and node selector we will use it at the node selector level, like the pod level basically.
I didn't understand.
So taints like it will prevents the pods from scheduling unless there is a we have specified the tolerant limit. So it is applied to the nodes.
Can you give me one example?
For taint.
Yeah.
Example, I'm not sure. Like if you don't want to, like, it prevents the scheduling, sir, unless it is tolerated.
What do you mean by that?
I mean, like basically, it will not schedule the pods on the node unless we specify the tolerate limit.
Okay, so where you are going to mention the tolerance?
Tolerance in the taint itself.
Okay, tell me how you are going to do the tainting. See, are you looking somewhere or by own you are explaining?
Understood the concept, sir, but I'm not sure on this.
See, if you understood the concept, whatever you said is correct, but you don't know how to explain that.
Sir, I will check on this.
So the node selector is just, we prefer that a pod should run on this node. It will check the labels and it will just go and schedule the pod if the node is available. But for taint, we are preventing the pod to not schedule. If there is no tolerance applied for that particular pod, it will not accept that particular tainted node. The tainted node will not accept that particular pod. Only the tolerance pods, which are already mentioned, the tolerance of this particular taint by the label of the taint, then only that node will accept that particular pod. So taint will usually prevent the scheduling of pods, and even we cannot guarantee that the tolerated pod will be running on the tainted node. We will prefer, but it may run on other nodes too, because yeah.
See,
This is what I
suppose,
know.
for example, yeah,
Yes, like what I understand in the taint is like we have in the taint like taint no schedule and taint no executive, taint preferred no schedule. Taint no schedule is like whenever we are upgrading any nodes or is there any application upgrades, then we use the taint no schedule. Then the traffic distribution to the particular nodes, it will stop distributing, and the part whichever is there in the node, it will like it will deploy to the another nodes. In these cases, we use taint no schedule, and we use taint prefer no schedule. No schedule is like whenever the node is not working properly or it is almost full with the memory. So in these cases, to not to schedule any parts into that particular node, we use prefer no schedule. But the parts whatever it is there in the particular node, it will be up and running and it will not be interrupted. Taint no executive is like it will the parts completely will stop working immediately whenever we use taint no executive.
okay. So suppose if I don't want to run my pods on node 3, okay, I can taint it as node 1 is equal to something. So some monitoring tools or some important parts which are running on the node 3, okay, take an example. So I don't want any parts should be scheduled on that particular node. So on that time I can use taint. Okay, I don't want to schedule part from that particular node. So on that time we can use taint. Suppose if I want to schedule particular pod, it's like a node selector is like a pod level constraint. Okay, so this will suppose if I want to pod should run on a particular node with specific label. Okay, then I can use node selector. Okay. So suppose I labeled node 1 as a some labels. Suppose if I want to deploy this pod to the node 1, I can use that label and I can deploy it. So whenever you have some matching labels, then we can go with node selector. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So can you explain me the CI/CD steps, Omar? Hello. Omar. Okay. Niharika. Okay. Yeah. So after build completes, after building your Docker image, you are going to pass your Docker image into the Trivy to check the vulnerabilities. Okay. So okay, what do you mean by merge conflicts? How you are going to resolve? Okay. Rakshita?
Sir, I have one doubt. Whenever they ask for CI/CD pipeline, for dev, staging, and production, for each environment we have different staging areas, right? So either we have to tell in that way, or like we have to tell only the flow, like how
See,
we have to.
even if you are going to deploy to dev also, you need SonarQube, Docker image, okay, Trivy, because whatever you are deploying to dev, the same thing is going for your production and UAT. So for production and UAT, we are not going to write separate code for that. Same code we are going to, merge into the your UAT branch or master branch. Okay, the code will
Yeah.
be the same, the procedure will be the same. Okay, even if you are going for production or UAT. Okay, so in dev and UAT, the data is coming from the backend is different, but production is different. Okay.
Okay. Because I see that I was searched in that whenever comes to the dev production deployment that we didn't mention, and staging deployment we didn't mention, like that I see in that in the chat.
See, after your build your Docker image. So wherever you want to deploy, you can deploy. Deployment is different. Okay. Say suppose if you have vulnerabilities in dev, so how we are going to identify the production? So everything should be sorted out in dev and UAT. Then we are going with production. That's why we keep it as a 3 different environments. So if it is working for dev, then we will deploy with the UAT and we will check end-to-end testing. If it is okay, if there is no vulnerabilities or if there is no bugs, then we are going to merge that UAT branch to master. From the master, we are going to deploy to production. The branch may be vary, but the procedure will be the same for all the environments. Okay. And they may ask you why you are going to follow same thing for all the environment. You can tell them the application is same, but the data is different for each environment. For testing purpose, we keep it like dev, UAT, and prod. Okay. For dev and dev, we are using database is different, UAT is different, and production is different. Okay, production is for real time users. For UAT, for our stakeholders, they are going to use our UAT environment. For dev and QA for testing purpose, for internal purpose, we are using. Okay.
And Randeep, that service mesh, when we are going to implement at what stage and how it will
Okay,
be
service mesh. ಅದೊಂದು ಹೇಳಿಲ್ಲಲ್ವಾ? Okay. So I will show you tomorrow. Okay.
Okay.
Service mesh or me, or I will ask Sandeep to explain you. If he is not taking the class tomorrow, I will show you so how the service mesh works. Okay. But in this project, we are not using any service mesh. But I will, for interview purpose, what it needs, like I will explain.
Okay.
Okay, Rakshita.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So can you explain me the branching strategy?
Yes, sir. Branching strategy. We have two types of branch. First one is the main branch or the master branch, and second one is the development branch. If you add any additional features to the development branch, then we have to create the feature branch. After creating the feature branch, we will add some additional functionality, and we will test the feature branch. If it is doing good, then we will merge it with the main branch, and the release branch we will create, and we will give it to the client, and then we will merge to the main branch.
Not up to the mark. Amruta? Yes, Amruta, yes.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Tell me the branching strategy.
Branching strategy, we have master where we will keep the where we will keep the code, and then it will will be going for a development stage where it will integrate with the feature. And in feature, we will check with the means it will check with the new feature is any added or not, and then it will. Then we will check with the PR, and if the code is correct, and then means if it is code is correct, then it will go for release stage, or else if the code is not if the code is having any bugs or errors, and then it will again we will go for feature, and we will check there, and then we will again it will come for the release, and then we will check there whether the code is correct. If it is correct, and then we will go for
Hello.
hello.
No. Srujan, can you explain me the branching strategy?
Yes. From we have dev branch. From dev branch, we create the feature branch for specific features, and the developers will work on the feature, and they can do the bug fix in feature branch by creating the bug fix branch there only, and again merge to the feature branch. And we, after the feature work is completed, we merge the feature branch to the dev branch, and we can also do the bug fixing in the dev branch. And after that, we can we have the UAT branch. We merge the dev branch into the UAT branch, and we can do the bug fixing there also. And then we have a release branch where we keep the all the codes for the ready to release, which are ready to release to the production. From there, we can, if the approval comes, we can merge the release branch into the production branch. If any critical issue arises in the production branch, we create a hotfix branch from the production branch, and we do the fix there, and we merge the hotfix branch into the production branch and the dev branch.
Okay. See, we need to tell with the 4 branches. I already told you. If you want to include a release branch, you can include. Otherwise, there is a release branch. I mean, feature branch, develop branch, and master branch. And if you want to include, you can include release branch, then hotfix branch. Okay. So these branches you need to explain. What do you mean by feature branch? Like feature branch, like used for develop a new feature for your application. Okay. So whenever a new developer, I mean, if I want to develop any new feature, they will create a feature branch from the develop. So they will start working. When they do the from testing from the feature branch, if it is everything is working, then we are going to merge into develop branch. So develop branch is like an so integration branch, so where all new features are merged. If everything is working, I mean, after merging to feature branch to develop, so we are going to deploy to development environment. If everything is working fine, then we are going to merge to release branch. Okay. If you want to include release, otherwise you can directly tell them we are going to merge with a master branch. Okay. So always contains the production ready code. So whenever we are merging from develop to master, so we are going to, it contains production ready code. Okay. So we are going to deploy from master branch to production. You can tell them like this. A notes the branching strategy. One which I shared Git notes.
Sandeep,
Yes, Karan.
can we tell like see the main branch it will represent the production code like only mergers and releases and hotfix branches will be in here like in the main branch. So and it will be protected with the PR approvals and plus CACD test also, which is of main branch.
Yeah, you can.
So yeah, can I include that like whenever the code merges here in the main branch, so Jenkins will deploy to the production for the Kubernetes cluster.
Yes.
So
Whenever
can I
there is a
narrate
bug,
this?
yeah, you can include.
Okay.
So
Okay.
whatever the security concerns you are explaining, right, in the branching study, that is also okay. Not
Okay.
a
Okay.
problem.
Hmm.
See, branching strategy, Jenkins CI/CD. So everyone should practice. Okay. So these questions are mandatory. Mandatory, they were going to ask you. If you're not able to answer these two questions, they are not going to ask further questions. Okay. If you are expert in Taint, Tolerant, Kubernetes, Terraform, if you're not able to explain the basics, they will think that, okay, this guy is not working anywhere. So it's just biting and telling. Okay, that's why you need to be go through branching strategy and CI/CD pipeline. Okay. See, in any companies, if you go, someone will use Veracode, someone will use SonarQube, someone will use some other vulnerability scan, but the procedure is same. Before going to build your Docker image, we are going to scan your source code. You need to check the vulnerabilities. Okay. After building your Docker image, then we need to check, or we need to pass your Docker image to Trivy to check any vulnerabilities in your Docker image, because you may use some outdated image from the Docker Hub or Azure repository, right? So we need to scan that one also. Okay. So and also you need to tell them with how we are going to write a Docker file. Everything you can include in your CI/CD. Okay.
ಸರ್ ಇದು ಗಿಟ್ ಬ್ರಾಂಚಿಂಗ್ ಕೇಳಿದಾಗ ಇದು UAT ಏನ್ ಮೆನ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ಬೇಡ ಸರ್ ಅದು
That's why we in release branch we are going to deploy to UAT. If you want to mention, you can mention. Otherwise, you can tell them with develop master feature hotfix. Okay. If you get confused, you can tell them 4 branches. If you want to clearly explain, you can include the release branch also. From release branch, we are going to deploy to QA or UAT. From master, we are going to deploy to production. Okay.
Sure.
Okay. So, Rakshita, can you tell me the difference between Git init, Git pull and Git clone?
Sir,
Git pull and Git clone.
Sir, Git pull means we want to take any. So Git pull and Git clone.
Yes.
Git clone means we want to download any repository from the Git. We will use the Git clone. Means the Git space clone followed by the repository name. Then Git init, sir.
Git pull and Git clone.
Git pull means if we want to take any changes from the remote repository to the working directory, we will use the Git pull. The changes will be merged automatically with the existing branch.
Can you tell me once again what you mean when you are going to use pull and when you are going to use clone?
Sir, if you want to take any repository, we will use the Git clone. If we want to take the repository and merge with the existing branch, we will use Git pull. It will automatically merge with the branch in the local repository.
Okay. What do you mean by Git init?
If we type Git init, it will track the file in the Git. It will initialize the Git.
Okay. So what do you mean by .git ignore? Hello?
Sir.
Git ignore.
It will, I think it will ignore the unnecessary files.
What it will ignore? Suppose I added a file one called .ignore. So what will happen?
That result, it will. I think it will ignore means it will ignore unnecessary files. I think.
What it will ignore? Okay, I added. So that's what I give an example, right? I added file one to your .git ignore. So what will happen? How it is going to ignore? Nagareddy.
Basically, it ignore the unnecessary files and folders which is not necessary for our project. Like if suppose I need to push any things just to be my remote, it's take only 100 MB. If it is more than 100 MB, it's not taking. So that will remove some size instead of moving all the things. It's remove the size and like unnecessary folders. If you pass that git ignore, we have to write it and we can store in our git.
So whatever you said is correct, Rakshita, but it will ignore. So whenever I don't want to push some code into my remote repository, okay, so then I can add some that files into .ignore. So it will not push your any files, whatever you added in the .git ignore into your remote repository. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Yes, Nagareddy, tell me how git merge is differ from git rebase.
So git merge.
It's me, no? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it in merge it. If it is merged, it automatically create a new comment ID as well as the new comment stating the particular branch, like future branch has merged with a master. We can get that comment while merging it. While rebase is just making the linear workspace, it's cleaning the workspace and just added all the comments and tip of our existing branch.
Okay. Suppose in a git merge, okay, is the commit ID will be the same in the git merge?
No, comment ID will be get changed. If it is merged, it create a new comment ID. It's not old one. It's create new comment ID with new comment.
Okay. Okay. Can you tell me? So suppose I want to move back. I have some commit and new files into staging area. So now I want to revert it back to workspace. So which command you are going to use?
I basically go for reset here. I go for basically git reset. It's -soft. So that will make me to take back staging it to my working directory.
Okay. Can you tell me what do you mean by git reflag?
Reflag basically we can it can get all the history. It's like just reference for our logs. If suppose we deleted any comments or anything, we can revoke it from with help of reflag. We can go for reflag and pass git checkout followed by the comment ID. It will be get revoke over all the files.
Okay. So can you tell me how we are going to secure a Jenkins?
Basically, we have a Jenkins. You can secure through the what is wait. I'm not recalling it. I can secure through metrics. Yeah, metrics based security will be there. We have an option called metrics based. Basically, in metrics based, we are adding some users. And while adding the users, you have to give some permission. So basically, I give based on the requirement, I do check them checkbox for the developers or testers because I don't want to give a full access to them based on their accessing to my Jenkins. I give some checkboxes. And with help of that matrix-based security, I will make my Jenkins secure.
Okay. So what do you mean by quality gate in SonarQube?
Quality gate basically it's check the quality of our source code, which one is written by our developers. While I do pass these things in a pipeline, I do mention it has to be passed 85% to code quality. If it is because Jenkins will be passing my source code to the SonarQube. SonarQube applies some rules. Like if it is having more than 85% of code quality, then it has to pass to the next stage, or else it can fail and we have to revert back to the developer stating like code is not up to the mark. We can change necessary things.
Okay, so what do you mean by what? If you mention some 85, right? What are the things it will check in the quality gateway rules?
It means like it basically check the unauthorized access. If someone has to be accessed from outside, it may be it's check the quality of, means it's whether this code is weak or strong. Maybe some people has to be accessed through the outside. Maybe some hackers maybe access these things, and even it has to be reach our like business requirement properly. Without having like vulnerabilities things. Even it can scan stability of our code also, whether it can stable or not. Yeah, these are the things we do follow.
Okay. So have anyone tried like to integrate your Kubernetes pod as a slave machine for your Jenkins?
No, I think we did only Dockerized as a Jenkins slave, but on pod we don't tried.
Okay. So at least you tried with the Docker image. I mean, the container are using as a slave machine in your Jenkins?
Yeah, we tried. We tried Docker container as a slave machine.
I'm not telling like running your Jenkins in a container. I'm asking like container as a slave machine for your Jenkins.
Yeah, like we try this thing. So it will instead of making a slave to configure the slave completely, we can make a Docker as a container here, and it basically saves up to over 70% of time to configure the master slave, like our Jenkins slave, and also it gives some cost efficient like in infrastructure way, and also we can say like our build like our success build rate will be high, and it's just reduce the like failure of build also.
Okay, so how you are going to integrate your Jenkins with your EKS cluster?
I do install a plugin called AWS credential. So once I download this thing, I configure in credential by adding the our configurations like access key and secret access key. After this, I just pass in the deployment. I to create EKS cluster through the Jenkins in the AWS cloud. If I need 2 nodes or 4 nodes, depends upon my requirement, I created nodes. Like once I created, I just deploy my pod into that specific node. So where exactly it has to be go and deploy.
Okay, so you need some prerequisites, right, to configure or to integrate your Jenkins with EKS?
We need one AWS credential plugin. We need, and we need to add credentials as I mentioned, like our access key and secret access key has to be has to mention in the credential in Jenkins, and even we need to install our kubectl and also like AWS CLI also. We can install that both things before making the EKS.
Okay. Hello.
Okay.
So next come for Git, Jenkins, next Docker. So can you tell me how you are going to secure your Docker image or Docker file? I mean Docker container.
Docker image, basically we have several steps to secure our Docker image. Basically, I pull my Docker image through the official or in a private Docker registry for to avoid any security risk. even I make Docker as a minimal size to remove remove the unnecessary dependencies and like we have a vulnerability, potential vulnerabilities also. And basically, I go for multi-stage here instead of making one Docker file in single file. I have to make a multi-stage that has to be reduce size of my Docker image. And even I do scan it regularly by using some of the Docker tools to avoid like vulnerabilities, potential vulnerabilities. And even I don't want to hardcode my secrets inside a Docker file. I like it's the API keys and even my passwords. And these are things are not hardcoded. And even I need to update it every like regular time. It's I do monitor each and every day, and I do add some security patches to make my image has to be secure. I do ensure that things. And even like I don't want to run my container as a root, so I make it as a non-root user to prevent like privilege escalations to like it's basically for our security breach. And yeah, as I said, like I do store my Docker image into the private registry to make more secure. Yeah, these all are the steps I do follow.
Okay, Nagareddy. Veerbhadra.
Thank you.
Veerbhadra.
Sir, I'm outside, sir.
Hello. Hello. Okay. So ಇವತ್ತು ಅದು ಟ್ರೈ ಮಾಡಿ. So everyone have EKS cluster, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So can you create 2 pods? Okay, that's what like canary deployment. So you can create a 1 pod as a older version or one application and another pod with a different application. Okay, implement same thing or you write an ingress resource for the same ingress or Nginx controller, and you can use that annotation. So I will send you the command, okay, to check where the exactly your request is going. So continuously you hit that URL. So check where exactly your request is going, whether it is going for new or whether going for old pod. ಇದು ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ? ಇದು ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇದು ಅಟ್ಲೀಸ್ಟ್ ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಯು ಟು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೈನ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಇಂಟರ್ವ್ಯೂ. ಓಕೆ, ಕೆನರಿ ಆರ್ ಬ್ಲೂ ಗ್ರೀನ್ don't try, like we are not using. At least canary you can try it and try to integrate your Kubernetes pod as a agent in the Jenkins. ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ?
Okay.
Yes, sir.
You will try.
Okay. Apart from this, so have you anyone tried to bring up EKS cluster through Terraform?
Yes, we
we
Yes.
Work
but, yeah, it take 40 minutes to create again. In Terraform also is taking 20 to 40 minutes.
Yeah, because when you are creating a cluster, right, it will take some time. But you know, right, what are the prerequisites need to bring up your EKS cluster?
Yes.
Make a note of it. And also just create on CloudWatch. I already given assignment, right, to create a CloudWatch.
Yeah, Sandeep.
ಮಾಡಿದಿರಾ CloudWatch ನ Terraform ಇಂದ?
CloudWatch ಕೊಟ್ಟಿಲ್ಲ ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ. CloudWatch
No, CloudWatch we given, but we got so many errors, so we just not did.
Okay, so I will okay, so Sai will send you the code for only for CloudWatch. Just go through the code and just run the command, okay? So it will bring up. So at least you can go through the code, like what are the things they have written inside CloudWatch, okay? So what metrics you need to monitor, all those things he will mention in that code, okay? Just go through it. Okay. Yeah. You can end of the class.
Yeah. Thank you, Sandeep.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.